For that, we're going to go ahead and get some lemon zest. Which lemon zest is just this, just the yellow outside part of the lemon. Has a really great flavor. You want to avoid getting some of the white in there because of the bitterness. In this case, I'm using a specific tool, a zester, to do this. You can also just use a peeler, like a potato peeler, take the zest off and chop it. Or another way, especially if you have a big volume, is you can just take a box grater and use the fine grates of the box grater to remove the zest. There I have my zest. I'm going to take about 5 garlic cloves. We're going to go ahead and smash them. Yep.
Why do you smash them?
Well, we want to smash them to increase the flavor. The thing that creates the flavor in garlic are 2 separate chemicals that are separated. And when you do mechanical damage to the garlic, you mix those chemicals together. And the more mechanical damage you do to the garlic, the more flavor you get. So if, let's say, I would roast this whole piece of garlic and use it in a recipe, it would actually be very mild because the flavors haven't been mixed together before it was cooked. If I am going to, let's say, make some marinara or something, what I tend to do then is I slice the garlic real thin. And once again, I'll get more of a mellow garlic flavor that way because the amount of mechanical damage I've done to the garlic isn't all that great because I've sliced it instead of crushing it or using a garlic press. If I want the strongest garlic flavor, what I'll do is take the garlic like that and mash it because you're doing a lot of mechanical damage to the garlic. You're mixing those chemicals together as well as you can, and you're creating a strong flavor. Now, the other thing with garlic is the longer you cook it, the milder the flavor. The flavor will be, the chemicals break down to create that garlic flavor as you cook it. So if you're making a sauce, you put the garlic in toward the beginning, it'll mellow that garlic flavor as it cooks. If you put it in at the end, you get a stronger, more upfront garlic flavor. We're going to take our fresh oregano here. And once again, with oregano, the flavor is carried by an oil, and the more damage you do to that oregano, the more of the oils are going to come out of it, the better flavor you're going to get. Now we're going to add a little pepper to that. A little bit of salt. And I'm going to take the side of my knife there and I'm going to go ahead and kind of mash it a little bit, help make it into more of a paste. I'm going to drizzle just a couple drops of olive oil on it. Now I'm going to take a couple of my chicken thighs here. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle those with a little soy sauce. And the soy sauce will actually help them color a little bit on the grill, and it'll also give them a really good flavor. It helps. I use soy sauce a lot on a lot of things. It adds a. They're starting to believe there's a. They used to say you can only have four different tastes, and that's the salty, sweet, bitter, and sour. And now they're deciding there's a 5th taste, which is basically the flavor of broken down proteins. And soy sauce is one of the things, that's what monosodium glutamate, when you used to get the accent flavor enhancer, that's actually what that stimulates. And soy sauce is also a good source of that flavor. So I tend to use soy sauce in a lot of stuff because it really it brings the flavor out of stuff. Even it doesn't necessarily have to give, if you don't use a lot, it doesn't give it a real oriental flavor. but it does enhance the flavor that's there. Now, what we're doing is we're taking these, we're pulling the skin up a little bit, and putting about a teaspoonful of this in between the skin and the chicken thigh. You can do this with breast too, any part.
You just flatten it out so it's even?
Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of rub it around, you kind of massage it in there a little bit. Rub it around. We're going to use what's left on the inside there.
Yeah.
Drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. Kind of flip them around a little bit. And now I'm going to start them. I'm going to start them skin side down. For me, a very important part of chicken with the flavor is getting a nice crispy skin. And that's why I always start it with the skin side down. I try to crisp the skin up a bit and then flip it over, cook it a little, finish cooking it on the non-skin side, and then ultimately flip it back on the skin side to crisp that skin back up a little bit. And it also, it's steaming that herb flavor up into the meat. Chicken's starting to look nice and crispy. Ready, there we go. There's our bourbon glazed pork steak. Here's our chicken thighs with the nice crispy skin.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Could I have a plate of the skins?